Recently, we were learning how to use distributive property in order to multiply single terms or monomials by multiple term expressions such as polynomials. This time, I'd like to teach you how to use a most interesting method for multiplying two binomials together. I have seen that students tend to forget when to multiply things together. Since we're using the distributive property, we want to make sure that we make all possible combinations happen before we give our final answer. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Foil. What is Mr. Foil? Well, the term FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. And that's the order in which we're going to multiply each of these terms together in order to result in a final polynomial. So, let's start with first. Mr. Foil begins by multiplying x by x. Well, x times x happens to give us x squared. And outer refers to which two terms are the furthest apart from each other, also considered the outsides of this multiplication. That would be our x times positive 2x. If we multiply those two things together, we get plus 2x. Now, if we move forward and we then multiply the inner, the I term. Inner refers to the two terms that are on the inside of the multiplication. So I have a positive 3 and an x. If I multiply those two things together, I get a positive 3x. Next, I have one more combination I have to combine. I have last. I have positive 3 and positive 2. Now, if you look carefully, you see we actually have created a little bit of a face. Notice that Mr. Foil's eyes are represented by the first and the last combination, and the outer and inner combinations are the combination of the other two multiplications, or x times positive 2 and positive 3 times x. Notice the face of Mr. Foil. Now, our final term here, when we multiplied 3 by 2, gave us a positive 6, because both numbers were positive. So once we do that, we have to make sure that whenever we have any expressions, that we always combine any like terms if there should be any. In this case, I notice that I have a positive 2x and a positive 3x. When combined, give me a total of 5x. But that's not my total answer. My final answer will be x squared plus my 5x, it happens to be positive, plus my 6. So, in using Mr. Foil and creating this face, we have our two eyes, our nose, and what looks like a mouth for Mr. Foil, indicating our first, outer, inner, and last. Our final expression, you'll notice, went from being two binomials multiplied together to a trinomial, polynomial with exactly 3 terms. Now for a more exciting way to remember how to use FOIL to multiply binomials.
If you want to get an A,
then listen to what we've got to say. Use FOIL
to multiply binomials.
Follow these simple rules. Use FOIL.
First do your first.
Multiply x by x.
X squared is what you get.
Then to the outsides, x to negative 3.
Multiply them together.
Negative 3x is what you get.
Insides come next, 2 and x.
Together they become 2x.
Now you're almost done.
Just one more step to go.
Last comes last.
Multiply 2 and negative 3.
Negative 6 is what you get.
Now simplify.
Negative 3x and 2x is negative 1x.
Now put your pencil down.
This is what you have.
Your A is on its way.
And don't ever forget,
Use FOIL.
Yes! Did it work? It's working. We're gonna need to turn it way